Hey everyone, it's Kate. Happy day after Halloween. Hope all is well. I wanted to do kind of a sad video today. I haven't done a thought-provoking sad video in a while. And when I do these, they usually stem off something that's happened to me in my real life because, let's be honest, that's the only material I have. So last week I met an old friend for dinner. I haven't seen her in ages, but we've stayed, connected through Facebook and texting and snapping and, all those different things. She's very dear to me. She knows I'm doing this video. She's wonderful. And right away when we first met, she was like, or got together, she was like, you seem like you're having so many wins lately. You seem so happy. Cooper seems to be doing well and you're all over the news, my 5 seconds of fame. You met Jimmy Fallon. And I just laughed. And I was like, yeah, I am. We're doing good. Life is good. And she's like, well, that's not a very positive answer. And I'm very Minnesota nice. I'm very, who likes to admit sadness or weakness or that this stuff is hard? I mean, especially not with someone you haven't seen forever who doesn't live in the world of disabilities. Like if I get together with moms that have kids with disabilities, oh my gosh, it's like we all have like a secret code and like wear secret t-shirts under our jackets and we just like immediately hop into talking about G-tubes and diapers and poop and, fighting with the county. It's like, we found your long lost soul sister. I could find someone on the street and they have a disabled kid. We could probably talk for 8 hours. But when you see someone that doesn't live in your world, as you get more involved, you'll start to feel like your world is almost too weird to talk about, or you'll think people will feel like you're embellishing or exaggerating or just kind of keep it inside. I do. I'm sure you do. So she's like, your answer doesn't seem all that, real. Like, is everything okay? And I'm like, yeah, everything's okay. And I always say, Cooper's doing great. He's potty trained and Sawyer is amazing, and, Cooper's getting a personality that just started. I have a lot of people comment about how, they're younger kiddos on the spectrum that are more on the severe side. They feel like they're still really living inside themselves. Age 6 was a big turn for Cooper. So I always talk about, he's funny. He's getting really funny. He knows how to tease. My nonverbal kid can tease people, and it's funny. And I'll say, home is good, my job is good, but life is chaotic. And she's like, okay, spill it, what's going on? And she's kind of kept incrementally kind of picking away at me. And I was like, well, I'm obviously sad. And she's like, well, what do you mean you're obviously sad? You don't show that. And I said, well, I have a kid who's severely autistic. He's never spoke to me. Every day is a struggle. Every single day is hard. And she looked right at me and she's like, don't take this the wrong way. She's like, but I thought you were over that by now. And there was 100 ways I could have answered that, right? I could have responded, but I love this person and they love me. And I looked at her and I said, so did I. I really thought I would be over the emotional side of having a child with a disability. She's like, well, how are we going to get you happy? And I said, I'm not looking for sympathy. I'm not looking for a deep conversation. I'm not looking for emotional support or a pat on the back. But I don't know if I'll ever get over it. I've reached a point where it's very matter of fact. Every day is just a little bit hard. And if I ever find a day that isn't hard, well, that's just weird and something's happening. The other day I picked up the boys, and Mondays is McDonald's night. Sawyer loves to get a Happy Meal. Obviously, he loves a toy. So Mondays I pick up both the boys and we go through the McDonald's drive-thru, and usually Cooper screams the whole entire time. Usually it's just, he wants to be right home. He doesn't want to do it. He kicks his brother screams. I'm yelling. Sawyer gets his Happy Meal. He's happy. Cooper continues to scream the 5 minutes home. But last week, for some reason, Cooper didn't scream. And I picked them up. We went to McDonald's. We got Sawyer's Happy Meal. I was able to talk to Cooper the whole time. We'll be home in 5 minutes, buddy. We'll be home in 4 minutes. It's like talking a jumper off a ledge. And I looked in my rearview mirror when I was driving, and here was Sawyer babbling away. Mommy, open my toy. And I'm so excited for my Happy Meal, thank you. And can we go home? And I want to show you this new thing. And he's just going on and on. He never stops talking. And Cooper was sitting next to him, and he was like visibly stressed. I'm talking him off the ledge, and he was kind of like picking at his face. And every so often he'd bop Sawyer in the head or kick Sawyer in the back of the head. It's a whole other issue, not the point of this video. And I looked in the rearview mirror and I was like, they're not even in the same category anymore. Sawyer's 4, and he is so far past where Cooper is in every category. And before you say, because someone's going to comment, I'm looking at you, stop comparing your autistic child to other children. Well, fine. But what I'm trying to say is there's really no comparison anymore. So that's the kind of moments where I got home and Jamie was there and the boy is bound out and Cooper's happy on his pad and Sawyer's eating his Happy Meal, and I was just kind of bummed. It's like these little incremental pokes. Last night we went trick-or-treating. Cooper didn't want to go. He went to one house. We tried. And it wasn't simply that he just didn't want to go trick-or-treating and told us he wanted to stay home. It was that he pushed people and ran and darted and rolled and screamed and picked on his brother and kicked a puppy, but yet for a moment refused to be home at the place we were at and relax and watch his Kindle. He just screamed. He threw his Kindle. It's just hard. And while I'm happy he requested that he wanted to stay home and he didn't want to go, fine. That's great. Yay, huge positive. And Mom and Dad were okay with it. We were fine with it. We took Sawyer out. We had a great time. I didn't spend the whole time wishing that Cooper was there. I didn't spend the whole time bumming. It didn't even really cross my mind. But at the end of the day, all those things just add up at the end of the week and the end of the month. And I don't see that going away. So when my friend says to me, how do we make you happy? I'm fine. I love my kids. I love my life. But my heart's just a little bit broken. And I don't know if it's going to go away. It might not. I've talked to parents with adult kids with disabilities, and they say it hasn't went away. I want my son to be part of the world. I want him to talk. I want him to go to a normal school. I want him to graduate. I want him to play sports. I want him to go to college. I want him to have a job. I want him to get married. I want him to have kids. I want him to be happy, 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 happy. And I don't know if all those things are going to happen. They're probably not. Right now, we're just focusing on making him happy. And while that sounds good in theory, mean commenters, that's why the parents are sad. So, I just think it's important to share that with you because I know a lot of you feel that way. And for years, I hid it, that I was sad. I thought I had to be super mom and smile all the time. You don't. Don't think you do. Have a good day, everyone. Today starts my I Am Thankful for You campaign. I'm going to share my first blog post later today. I'm so excited. The story is wonderful. Check in every day on my blog, Finding Cooper's Voice, to see the new ones. They're going to be so good. I love it. Okay, talk to you soon. Bye.